Hey guys, D Smooth here, back at it with another Sigma talk. Today I want to talk about how Goku does not give a fuck what anybody thinks about him, which is a great Sigma thing to have. Throughout the series, Goku is criticized on all parties. People say that people in real life say that Goku's a bad dad. People say that Goku's an idiot. People say all kinds of things about Goku. You know what Goku does? He ignores it all and keeps trucking it forward. Is because he knows from his life experience that the opinions of others stuff it really has no impact on your life. You can still live a perfectly fine life even when people think all these things about you. And the way to develop this type of mindset is to recognize, first of all, recognize what is important in life. What is your goal? That is what you should achieve. Unless your reputation affects that goal, that should be the only time you should care. That should be the only time you should try to impress is if your reputation is if it affects your goals. If not, then you shouldn't care what other people think about you. And if I was going on a side tangent, oftentimes in real life, people who try to tease you or make fun of you for things or are super quick to judge the things that you do, it says more about them than it does about you. You ever had a misunderstanding with somebody and then they'll start jumping to all these conclusions, start calling you all these names and stuff? What does that say about that person? When they don't even know you, and they're still gonna make all these crazy judgments and assessments about people. But it says more about them than it does about you. Like Goku often ignores criticism from Vegeta. And Vegeta isn't a valid source of criticism because Vegeta's all about pride, and Vegeta calls Goku a clown repeatedly, and yet is constantly shocked how the clown is beating the prince. It's because Vegeta's opinion isn't valid because he's already proven that he's prideful, and don't arrogant people don't understand misunderstandings. Prideful people, they whenever they're in a situation, you say something a little bit off sounding to them, and they'll start assuming things about you instead of being rational and calming down. Hey, maybe it's a misunderstanding, maybe it's a misinterpretation, maybe it's a joke told poorly. But no, they're just gonna start making all these assumptions about you. Goku recognizes that not everybody who has an opinion is valid. That's the thing. A lot of the times, people who mock and make fun of you are bad people. Like Frieza called Goku a monkey. Vegeta calls Goku a clown and low class. And usually the people who try to mock and make fun of Goku, they're usually the bad guys. They're usually very bad people. You ever recognize that? Even Vegeta, when he was still transitioning to be a good guy, still had a lot of bad in him. And honestly, why should Goku listen to Frieza's opinion? Fuck Frieza. Frieza's a racist. Why should Goku listen to Vegeta? Vegeta's an asshole. Why should Goku listen to Cell? Cell is evil. Why should Goku listen to Boo? All these things. Usually, it's the bad guys who are making fun of Goku. And their opinions are invalid. Not everybody has a valid opinion. Especially, like, people who are super, super quick to judge, who will make these massive assumptions about you when they know nothing about the situation. They don't even look at the situation, don't even let you explain yourself. It's because they're prideful, and prideful people can't admit that they don't know anything. Prideful people can't admit when there's a misunderstanding because that would mean having to admit fault. Another thing is that even if someone genuinely thinks that you're a bad guy, it's still, even if someone genuinely does believe a lot of weird things about you, isn't necessarily going to affect your life. Goku still managed to get as far as he was, even when King Kai still called him an idiot for the things that he did. Now, is there some criticism that Goku could have? Sure, the sensu beam was a stupid idea. Letting Frieza get to 100% was a stupid idea. Goku is definitely deserving of some criticism, but he doesn't let it get to him. And a message from this is that you need to stop worrying so much about being judged or being misunderstood. Because a lot of the times, it's not really going to affect your life. And a lot of the times, it's coming from people who aren't genuine. Like when you're around your friends and you have a big misunderstanding, it causes something, you should try to clarify that. When you're around your friends. If you're around a nobody who you don't know and you got a misunderstanding, you try to clarify, they're not listening, just let them think what they want at that point. At that point, because people think what they want to think. And sometimes they can believe something about you that's completely wrong. Is this going to sit down and question, is this really going to affect my life? If the answer is no, then it's not that big of a deal. Now, if somebody's thinking that you're a criminal or something, you should try to clarify that misunderstanding needs to be fixed. Here's a side story. One time, when I was in college, I was playing Super Smash Brothers. I was playing as Sonic in this big tournament we were having. And when they were talking about, we were trash talking to each other. And I said, I'm a Schwarmer, which is a boxing term for how somebody fights. Now, they didn't know that, and they thought I said something else, which they all laughed. By the time I left, we never mentioned it ever again. Nobody cared about it. That tells me that they don't really care. And if they don't really care, then I shouldn't really care. You know, because they're humble enough to understand maybe it's a misunderstanding, or that we shouldn't tease them for it, or in all these things. And if you are a person who is super judgmental, you should understand, just know that misunderstandings happen. I mean, maybe you should be more rational, allow a guy to explain himself, or realize that some things just don't even matter. So, Goku does not listen to the haters. Like, Goku does not listen to haters like Vegeta. He knows that Vegeta is an asshole. So Vegeta's opinion on him doesn't really matter when you're an asshole. Frieza's opinion doesn't matter because Frieza is a racist, is a genocidal racist, worse than Hitler. Screw him. So the moral of this, stop caring what people think. Most of the time, what people think about you is not going to affect your social life. Stick to your friends' friends. And here's the thing, is that if Goku were to get self-conscious and stop worrying so much about what people think about him, he would have never made it as far as he did. Keep that in mind. Goku would have never made it as far as he did if he were focused on what people thought about him. Go out and win in life. Stop caring about the rumors. Stop caring about the gossip spreaders. By the way, if you're friends with someone who's constantly blowing up and trying to gaslight you and say, "Oh, wait, you voted for this person? That must mean you're a racist or something." That person's not your friend. Who cares? If that's what you believe, what does that say about them? Stop caring what people think. Don't let it get in your way of living your life. The number one rule in life is to live it. Stop caring what other people think. Don't let it get in the way. Like, subscribe. See you guys later.